Mosh mosh! This week, due to the suggestions from some of my friends, we're going to be talking about my favorite thing, which is conventions. I go to a whole lot of fandom and geek-related conventions, and I work at a few, so we'll be talking about those this week. First, I'll talk about the ones that I work at. The first one I do is the Middle Tennessee Anime Convention, which is I'm actually one of the founders for. It's the biggest anime convention here in Nashville. I'm the director of Japanese cultural programming for that, and I do a whole lot of other things concerning programming. I also host a lot of the events at the convention itself. I also work at the Hypericon Speculative Fiction Convention, which is in June, and I do programming for that as well. And I also work for the Geek Media Expo. I do a whole lot of things for them, and my title's really not specified as of right now, so that'll come up later, I'm sure. I'm actually scheduled to go to 10 conventions this year due to some creative budget planning. This is going to be the most conventions I've ever done in an entire year, so hopefully I won't run myself ragged with it. But hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. I get to spend a lot of time with my friends, and I get to see a lot of people that I don't usually get to see because I only see them at conventions. I wanted to say something about the paradigm of fandom. I read that fandom conventions are basically like the football games of the geek world. In any given area, you've got a sports team that everyone can relate to or talk over. That's why sports are some kind of localized type gathering places. Geeks, unfortunately, because media is such a widespread thing, they don't get to actually meet up with each other in localized areas. So conventions have now become like the sports of the geek culture. They're a thing that you can go and gather at over an associated topic and kind of be like a sports fan. You're a fan of science fiction or you're a fan of anime, you can go meet with other people like that. So it's basically like sports for geeks. I have a lot of interest in the fandom areas. I like anime, I like science fiction. A lot of that stuff is not really a typical thing in the area that I'm in, living in the southeast. So I go to conventions so I can meet up with people of similar interests to me, which has become kind of like my social circle. My main thing that I do at conventions is cosplay or wear costumes. I like to dress up as characters from my favorite shows and movies and video games. My three best ones that I mentioned previously, which I'll do pictures of now, are my original Frodo from the Lord of the Rings films. My second one is Link from The Legend of Zelda, which is this one. My personal favorite as of right now is Captain Jack Harkness from Doctor Who and Torchwood, which is right here. Those are my favorite ones so far. I really enjoy dressing as them and running around and acting in character. One of the reasons that I dress up for conventions to be characters that I'm not, obviously, is because when I was younger, it really helped me with my issues with being transgender. I was accepted more at conventions dressed as a man and acting like a man than I am in regular life, so it's more of a smoother transition, and I've grown accustomed to that kind of acceptance. And another reason that I like to wear the costumes so much is that I actually make most of the ones that I wear, and even if I don't make them, I do some kind of altering to them that involves some kind of artistic work. So it's kind of like me wearing my own artwork out at a convention. So on my next vlog, I plan to talk about my upcoming projects that I have for costuming and give you some examples of what I'm looking at doing. So thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time.